Hey everyone, hope you all are having a good day. I have some records, another stack of records I wanted to share with you guys. We'll just go through these in alphabetical order. All right, let's get started. Got Depeche Mode, Violator, in a beautiful gatefold sleeve. This was released on Capitol in 1990, and yeah, this is a pretty good record. It's got some good songs. Enjoy the Silence, Policy of Truth. Let's see what else is on here. Personal Jesus, World in My Eyes. So if you like Depeche Mode, that's a good one. The Doors' debut album, released on Elektra in 1967. See, what can I say about this record that hasn't already been said? It's just such a great album. Some of my favorite songs on this are Soul Kitchen, I Looked at You, Alabama Song. Frank Zappa, Shake Your Booty, or Shake Your Booty. This was released in '79 on Zappa Records, his own label. Nice gatefold there. This one's a little beat up. I got this at there's a musical instrument store in town, and I got that for like $5 or something like that. Another gatefold here, Funkadelic, Standing on the Verge of Getting It On. Beautiful artwork in this one. And this is just a really good funk album. So glad to have that. All right, next we got Grace Jones, Living My Life. And now this album, this came out after Nightclubbing, which is my favorite Grace Jones album. This one's pretty good, doesn't stand up to Nightclubbing. But you'll hear, on this one some Afrobeat influence and some electronic, like Gary Newman-esque influence on this one. It's a fun album. Okay, next we have Iggy Pop's The Idiot. Now this is one of my favorite records. Really, it's just so good. This was released on RCA March of '77, and what had happened was, Iggy Pop had fallen on some hard times. I think he even checked into a mental institute at one point in his life, or just before this. And David Bowie would come and visit him, and one day he called him and flew him out to Berlin, and they made this introspective record. Borrows some krautrock influences from like Can, Kraftwerk, Neu. And this album is also significant in that it sparked David Bowie's Berlin era. Low, Heroes, Lodger. So this, that whole Berlin trilogy plus this, it's really brought some classics out. So yeah, Iggy Pop the Idiot. This just got re-released on Virgin from original master tapes, so all analog master tapes. So this is this great sounding record. All right, and then 5 months later, this came out, Lust for Life. Now this is getting back towards more what the Stooges were doing, a little more hard rocking, and this is just a classic album. Songs like Lust for Life, 16, The Passenger, Some Weird Sin, Neighborhood Threat. This album was just great the whole way through. Also just reissued on Virgin from original analog master tapes. So yeah, I was really happy to get both of these. And, originals of those go for like $60, $70. So I was so happy to get these. All right. Next we have John Coltrane's Giant Steps. Now this is my third attempt at getting a decent Giant Steps album. I got the Rhino reissue, the deluxe reissue, a few months ago, and got it home and it was warped. Sent it back. They sent me another one. It was also warped. So I said, forget it. And then I came across this Atlantic reissue, and the price was right. And so I thought, oh well, let's try it. Got it home and put it on, and it's very separated. All the tenor is on the left channel, all the drum and bass on the right channel, and it just doesn't sound right. So the hunt for Giant Steps continues. This will be a placeholder. All right, next, Maddie Star, She Hangs Brightly. Okay, now picture this. You walk into some saloon, some tacky saloon, and you look on a dimly lit stage, and there's a guy in dark sunglasses sitting on a stool strumming his acoustic guitar, and there's a girl wearing a sundress and cowboy boots. Her head's low and her hair's in her face, and she sadly sings her breakup song as she's swaying her hips from side to side. And that's the feel you get when you start She Hangs Brightly, the song Holla. This is a dream pop, neo-psychedelic record, very pretty. Originally released on Rough Trade Records in 1990. And I'm just so happy to have this record. It's a great album. Otis Redding, Dock of the Bay. Now, this was released on Volt Records in 1968, and this is another beautiful record. This is the Sundays reissue. This is actually an audiophile reissue. The sound is just absolutely stunning. This was a gift from my wife, Leslie. My sister, last time she was here, she gave me some shit for not having any Otis Redding, so we got this in memory of my sister. So it's a special record. The Raincoats, self-titled. This was released on Rough Trade in 1979. I was very excited to get this record. Some of my favorite songs on here are Fairy Tale in the Supermarket, and they have a really great version of Lola on here. The Kinks song Lola. And this is just another fantastic reissue. Richard Hell and the Voidoids, Blank Generation. This is a Sire release in 1977. Richard Hell, he was an important guy, New York City, the early days of punk rock. He was an early member of Television and of the Heartbreakers. And like Patti Smith, he comes from the world of literature, and beat poetry. And this is just an essential to my mind. Great songs on here. New Pleasure, Love Comes in Spurts, of course, Blank Generation, Liars Beware. Talking Heads, Remain in Light, also released on Sire. This one was 1980. This is an original pressing. Not my favorite Talking Heads, but certainly a good one. It's one of their most famous records, actually. I think most people would pick this. I don't know. What can I say about this? This is co-produced by Brian Eno, so you definitely hear some Brian Eno on here, and just an essential Talking Heads record. All right, last but certainly not least, I have Kamasi Washington, the Epic. Now, this is a very ambitious album. It's 3 parts and it's 3 hours long. This is just such a great album. Now, Kamasi Washington, he did he helped Kendrick Lamar make To Pimp a Butterfly, which was a masterpiece. And he's got Thundercat on bass, electric bass on this album. And this just, I can't recommend this album enough. It's so good. The further you get into it, the better it gets. And it's 3 parts. So like the first part is his early life, you know, growing up, getting into jazz and hip hop. And then the second part is his life currently. You know, it's about, you know, all the work he's doing now and his life and his inspirations right now. And then the third disc, I suppose, would be his future. It's about his future, where he's going. So, again, yeah, Kamasi Washington, the Epic, great album. All right, well, that's everything I have for this month. Thanks for watching. If there's anything that stood out, let me know. And if you guys have any music that I should check out, you think I might like, I'm all ears. So please leave it in the comments. And if you guys think I need to give Chewy a haircut, you can leave that in the comments too. All right, have a good one.